Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.
Hello and welcome to Chat with Chaps with myself, Joe Zampa, doing the match review yesterday at the Liberty Stadium. Apologies that Chris is away again. No, he's got good reason to be away. Unfortunately, he's stranded at the moment up in the Lake District, but I'm sure he'll fill you in when he's back. So I'm just covering for him. So again, apologies. You're not going to get Chris, but I'll do my best to try and fill his boots. So the game itself at the Swansea.com stadium, which I think was called Liberty Stadium before, ended Swansea 0, Millwall 1. And congratulations to the 530 fans that travelled there, because it's not an easy journey to South Wales, and I imagine for 90 minutes, a lot of those fans are probably thinking, why the hell do we bother? Like, why do we travel all this way to watch this? But I guess that's the beauty of football, isn't it? 1 minute you're kind of, you're pissed off and everything else. Next minute you're in jubilation and you think it's the best away game you've been to. So fantastic result for us, and congratulations to those fans who made the effort to get to South Wales. So at the start of the game, we saw 4 changes. Out were Joe Bryan, Casper Denor, which is a bit of a surprise, Aziz and Ivanovic. And in came Danny McNamara, Ryan Wintle, Duncan Watmore and Macaulay Langstaff. Now, initially when I looked at that, I was a bit confused by a couple of substitutions, but I think the way that Neil picked the team, you can see that we were set up to be the team that are going to be chasing the ball a lot. He probably knew that Swansea are going to keep the ball, and the stats at the end will show you that possession stats we'll come on to later. And I think we'll set up very, very well. I think, the likes of Danny Mack coming in, we all know how great he is defensively, although he doesn't give us the attacking outlet Joe Bryan does, but defensively he's sound. Strange one with Nor going out, but again, I think Wintle needs some games. I think Harris needs to kind of freshen legs up a little bit. And although Wintle wasn't particularly amazing on the ball, I think off the ball he tried hard, he worked hard, he put some good tackles in, and certainly covered a lot of ground for us. So again, that's not a bad move. Duncan Watmore was out. No one really knew the reasons why last week against Plymouth, why he was out, but congratulations on the birth of the second child. So he obviously came sort of on back in for Aziz, it would have been, and I thought he had a fairly okay game. And then Macaulay Langstaff came in for Ivanovic. Again, I think that was needed a little bit. Ivanovic played quite a large chunk of the game last week, and I think Langstaff, although he probably isn't technically as good as Ivanovic, he does offer you that work ethic. He's almost like a bit of a Bradshaw in the way he sort of presses defenders and works very hard and leads the line. So again, all makes sense. Leading up to this game, Swansea were actually unbeaten at home in their opening sort of 4 or 5 games a season at home. So to go out there and get a result is incredible for us. Millwall, on the other hand, hadn't won in 5 away league games. Obviously, we beat Portsmouth, but we didn't win in 5 league away games. So if you're a betting person, you would clearly say that Swansea would be the team to go on and win. But we upset the odds once again, and a fantastic result. The first half wasn't really a lot in it. Not many chances on both sides, although I think Swansea probably had the better of the chances. There were a few chances. I think there was a chance we kind of almost gifted them, where there was a ball play to Saville, who kind of played a short pass to Tanganga, and Tanganga done really well to play it back to Jensen. Jensen obviously clears it out, and it then falls to was a bit of a battle between Langstaff and Kabanga, who I thought was excellent for Swansea at the back today. And Kabanga just shows his sort of his strength, and he just sort of out muscles Langstaff a little bit, which again, this is something that Langstaff's got to work on a little bit more. But he kind of just gets in front of Langstaff's, intercepts the pass. He plays a lovely sort of through ball, if you like, to their number 9, Viptanic, who sort of turns, I think it might have been Cooper actually, sort of does him quite badly, and it has a shot. And again, Jensen makes the first of many saves yesterday, and we'll talk a bit about Jensen later on this one. But he pulls a great save. I think it goes off for a corner. There's not much really else to report in the first half. apart from Swansea having a lot of possession of the ball, when Millwall sort of sitting back and trying and be very difficult to break down. Second half opens up a little bit more. I think Swansea again create a little bit more chances. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at notes, we're just trying to remember stuff, so apologies. But second half, I wrote down that there was a chance where Cullen, their number 20, sort of broke to the left flank, and he puts this cross from the left-hand side, which I can only imagine was intended to go to their forward. I think his name was Ronald or winger, and he kind of misplaces the cross a little bit, and it almost goes into our net. And Jensen does really well to kind of like backtrack a little bit and parry the ball over and make a crucial sort of save and keep that one out. A little bit after that, there was an opportunity where the left back Timon crosses from the byline, and somehow their right back, who again I thought was excellent, his name was Key, makes us run into the box, and he just gets there before Jensen. Although Jensen makes a great save. One thing I noticed is that he actually goes past Saville before he makes that run into the box, and Saville sort of looks at him but doesn't quite have the legs to kind of go with him. And he kind of gets there in the edge of that kind of 6-yard box, and he just makes that chance. But then I said Jensen makes a brilliant save, gets down and sort of parries it away and keeps it 0-0 at the near post. We didn't have many chances. There was an opportunity where SA, typically fashion, takes the ball from that right-hand side, sort of cuts in, sort of beats his man, although the goal almost takes him down, but referee sort of waves play on. SA drives into the box, again, cutting onto his left foot. And I think it's Cullen again who sort of brings him down on the edge of the box. Otherwise, I think SA was going to sort of tee himself up for a shot there. He done brilliantly well, and so he brings him down, and we get a free kick. And of course, I'm looking at it thinking, right, what are options? We've got Saville as a left footer, so we've got Honeyman on the right footer. Neither of them really have impressed me with set pieces so far this season, but Honeyman takes it with his right foot. It probably should be Honeyman that takes it, because obviously he's on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box, and he hits this ball, and I think it must be to the away end, Millwall fans. So you would have seen it, and it almost goes into the top tier. And of course, the Swansea fans cheer, and another wasted opportunity. And we really need to get better at set pieces. I mean, I'm pretty sure the players are trying in training, and they're practicing set pieces. If they're not, they have to. And it's important we make the most of set pieces, not just from direct shots, but even balls into the box. Cooper is a little bit non-effective at times. Okay, I know it's a little bit unfair because he has one or two players pulling his shirt every game, and referee doesn't seem to sort of like whistle up or notice it. But we've got to find a way, and I think at the moment Millwall struggling in those areas offensively in set pieces. So we've got to find a way. We've got to work hard on this in the training pitch and work out some new routine or whatever. Some fans, I think Disco Steve mentioned our WhatsApp group. Why don't they play the ball out to Leonard and let Leonard smash it? Again, we haven't tried that one yet, and I'd like to see him on it. I'd like to see SA on a free kick. I mean, Jesus Christ, that boy can touch water into wine, couldn't he? So I can't see why he ain't having to go on a free kick. So something has to change here. We can't just keep going with the same old thing with Honeyman, Saville, and not even hitting the target. Or we are hitting the target. It's a very, very lame shot. But anyway, I'm digressing now. So let me move on. So Swansea again have another chance. This time they're right back again. Key picks up the ball, and he sort of does well as go past Danny McNamara. Danny McNamara sort of dives in almost like a scissor kick. Can't really stop him, and he kind of glides past Danny McNamara, and then he kind of faces Saville on the edge of the 18-yard box, and Saville's a little bit kind of square on. And by that, what I mean is he's sort of facing Key and not really showing him either side. So, of course, when Key drops the left shoulder and goes past Saville, Saville's very, very flat-footed. And once again, Saville lets him go. And he goes past Saville and he hits this shot quite hard. And again, Jensen does an amazing save. Like, he just sort of keeps the ball out. I think he might go out for a corner once again. But again, he saves us and keeps a clean sheet. Then there's a few substitutions. I think Joe Allen comes on for Cullen. Aziz comes on for Watmore. Ivanovic comes on for Langstaff. Casper Denor comes on for Honeyman, who I thought had a quiet game, Honeyman. But then Denora comes on, he plays that number 10 role. And again, we'll talk about it a little bit later. For Swansea, Ollie Cooper comes on for Franco, and then Bianchini, I believe, comes on for Vipmacic, their striker. And so we have a goal kick, and Jensen kicks his goal kick up. And again, like I can't understand. We have got nothing really in our attacking third. I mean, Ivanovic is there, but again, he's not really coming short to win that header. And Joe Allen, who's not particularly large or big, has almost like a free header here, and he kind of headed this ball forward, which kind of falls. I believe it falls to Ronald, who is now playing on the left flank. He was on the right, I believe. It then falls into the left, and he comes to Ronald, and he sort of drives down that left side of that flank, and he seems to kind of cut a ball with his right foot and sort of plays it in a real dangerous area, right sort of by the sort of penalty spot, if you like. And as he hits this ball across, I believe it was Bianchini, sorry, who comes to hit this first time, and Jensen comes flying out of his off his line and makes a crucial block, a crucial interception. And as he hits this ball, the ball ricochets up, and Joe Allen, who wins the initial header, makes that run. No one's really tracking him. And he then comes to the edge of the box and he gets to the rebound. He hits this shot. And again, Jensen sort of spreads himself really big and he kind of gets off his legs and makes a double save, which is incredible. I mean, the way he does that is fantastic. And so both Bianchini and Joe Allen sort of mess their chances up. And again, it's 0-0. You think to yourself, Jesus Christ, how the hell have we managed this? And again, at this point, we're just holding on for dear life. We're thinking, can we draw 0-0? Can we take a point back to London? And it wasn't until the 90th minute, literally 15 seconds, I believe, for the 90th minute, and the ball plays out to Swansea's right side. And I think it's Grimes who's there, and he plays a simple sort of pass back to their keeper. But one thing I want to mention here, and I want to give credit to Wall Art, who, if you're not following him on Twitter or X rather, follow him, and he posts a position of Ivanovic here, and what Ivanovic does here is incredible. I don't think he gets enough credit for that goal. And we talk a lot about Millwall being tough team to play against, and players having to adapt, as Harris says, to the Millwall way. And you can see that Ivanovic, at 19 years of age, he's very mature for his age. He's putting the shift in. He presses Matt Grimes. The ball that gets played to their goalkeeper, he then presses their goalkeeper. And as he presses their goalkeeper, the goalkeeper hits this ball. And I think he's aiming for their left back, Tiemann or Tiemann, but he just hits that ball short, where Ivanovic rushes him to kick that ball out. And then Aziz is in a great position, and he headers the ball to intercept the pass, but he headers it beautifully on the right-hand side, where there's loads of space, which has been vacated by the left back. And Aziz runs to that ball, and he takes the ball to the edge of the 18-yard box, and he trusts his so-called weaker foot, and he hits this pass along the edge of the sort of 6-yard ball, just by the penalty spot rather. And what is amazing to see here in the 90th minute, you then got Esse run into the box, you've got Ivanovic run into the box, and of course Kasper, who's now playing in his number 10 role, does amazingly well to make this run into the box. And he times this run perfectly, because as this ball's peeled across to him, he almost hits this ball with power, the inside of his foot, but it's almost like on the inset. He doesn't even have to break his run, and he hits his ball beautifully into the bottom left-hand corner. And honestly, the scenes there were incredible. I mean, I couldn't go to the game, unfortunately. I was ill yesterday, but I was screaming the front room down. I mean, missus didn't know what the hell was going on. And the fans go mental. And again, it's a bit like what happened last season when Kasper scored his last goal. It was against Swansea, and it was at the same end on that side. And the fans react, the players react, and we're 1-0 up, and with literally a few minutes left of injury time. I think Joe Bryan then comes on to kind of shore things up for Esse the last sort of few minutes. But we saw it through, and what an amazing feeling there to come away with all 3 points against Swansea at South Wales. I mean, again, if I'm an away supporter watching that game, I think to myself, what the hell is all this about? But to come away to win, 1-0 the way we did, and let's be honest, we probably didn't deserve it in regards to possession. and shots. I mean, I looked at some stats after the game. I mean, Jesus Christ, like Swansea had 17 shots to our 6. They had 5 on target. Although I'm sure Jens made 6 saves there. But anyway, 5 on target and 2 on target for Millwall. Possession-wise, again, quite poor. We had 28% possession. They had 72% possession. I think Harris mentioned it on his sort of video interview after the game, where we were so compact, we allowed them to have the ball and let them play it across their back line, a bit like what Plymouth done, really. And they weren't really able to sort of play through us, although they were a bit better than Plymouth were. But they didn't really sort of cause us too many troubles, apart from a few chances I mentioned earlier. And then pass accuracy, which is quite concerning here. So Swansea had 86% pass accuracy. We had 57%. That's really, really low for us, because even in games where we have conceded possession, our pass accuracy has always been pretty good, to be fair. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Could that be a result of Casper not being on the pitch? I think a lot of fans watching the game, whether it be on a stream or live, would have saw Whittle, for example, where quite often he was kind of just clearing the ball, hoofing the ball up, not really sort of controlling it as Casper would do and trying to play a ball through the line. So, but again, tactically, that's probably what Harris wanted. You know, he wanted us to be hard to beat, to not concede. Jensen, if you listen to his interview after the game, he talks about how Harris had a chat with him and talked to him about the importance of keeping a clean sheet. And that's 2 clean sheets now, two wins and 2 clean sheets, and 7 points out of 9, which is fantastic in the last sort of 3 games, which is incredible. And suddenly, when we're not talking about XG anymore, we're kind of getting the results. Funny enough, the XG probably haven't been that great in the last sort of 2-3 games, but yet we're getting the points. Whereas in the past, the XG had been fantastic. We're averaging near 2 goals scored a game, and we're not getting any of those points. So XG, although it's encouraging, it's great to hear and watch, but ultimately it's about winning games and getting points on the ball, which I think is most important part of it, really. So all in all, a fantastic result on the road. I'm so pleased for the boys. I'm so pleased for the fans that travelled up there to watch it. Honourable mentions, I thought there weren't too many, if I'm honest, there weren't too many of our outfield players who I felt played particularly well. I mean, a lot of it was kind of like defence versus attack. Okay, you could argue our defence stood quite firm, although they did allow a lot of chances for Swansea to score, which again Jensen sort of saved us. So I thought Danny McNamara had a reasonable, good game. I thought Leonard on the other side didn't do too badly either. But my man of the match goes to Jensen. I mean, the poor guy's had a lot of stick from everyone, including myself, in recent games, where I felt that he didn't really look very assured on corners or crosses, or flapping at balls, and perhaps costing us 1 or 2 goals. But yesterday, you can see why Millwall signed him. There's a reason why he won the Golden Glove, whatever you call that award, last season at League One, for keeping the most clean sheets and putting off the most saves. I mean, he is somebody who I think, with the right confidence built inside him, could go on to become a really good goalkeeper, probably one of our best ever goalkeepers. So let's stick behind him. Let's build his confidence. I know we're not going to jump on his back. Very rare do I hear fans giving him stick during games or whatever. But just on social media, just give the guy a bit of time. I think we're seeing signs now why we signed him. And as long as his confidence is up, as long as he's feeling good about himself, then I think he will give us more performance like this and win us more games. Because let's be honest, had you not pulled those saves, we wouldn't have won yesterday's game. So for me, he was quite clearly man of the match. So there you go. A nice, quick recording there. Sorry I didn't bring you many stats or footage or videos. I'll leave all that to Chris Chaps, because he's just very, very good at it. So I'm not going to try and go down a lane that's not playing to my strengths. So I'm going to stay in my lane and leave that to Chris Chaps. He will be back to review next week's game, which will be a tough game now. So we've got some tough games coming up with Burnley at home next Sunday, And of course, we've got the Leeds at home the following Wednesday, which is going to be absolutely electric. I can't wait to watch those games at the Den. Myself, Disco Steve, and Sicilian Godfather Angelo Miliotto will be back on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube. So make sure you set a reminder on your phone or on your calendar, or click on, even better, click on the subscribe bell on YouTube and click on all. And then every time there's a live or a video, you'll get an announcement and alert straight away to your phone, letting you know. So that's it all from me. Again, really happy with the result, really happy with the 3 points. Suddenly, we're not looking over our shoulders anymore. We're actually looking up, looking ahead. And dare I say it, could we break into a playoff spot? It seems that we're now getting the results that our performances have shown in our first sort of 10, 11 games, where it might be. So let's keep going. Let's be positive. We know we're gonna play, hopefully, really well against Burnley and Leeds the next 2 games. We often do at home against these big sides. Let's pack up the Den. Let's be noisy, guys. Let's be vocal. A lot of away players has mentioned this in the past. Whenever they come down to the Den and the Millwall fans are hostile and they're loud and that monk chant's going, it does intimidate them. And our players often say it kind of gives them an extra 10% as well. So let's get behind the boys. It's great to pack out the stadium. There's no point being there if you're going to sit there and be quiet and drink your Bovril. So let's be noisy. Let's be loud. Let's be up and at them. And let's create a real atmosphere and a real buzz. And let's get the 3 points and keep climbing that table. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I'll be back on Tuesday with the lads, and Chris will be back next week, no doubt, to do his post-match analysis with chaps. So that's all from me. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.